What's going on, y'all? Conscious One coming back at you. I just want to go over again another snippet of Tucker Carlson. Um, Basically, I really want you guys to focus in, pay attention on the part where he talks about, well, why did they impose this Illinois Safety Act? And the funny thing about it, you think about it, why would they call it Illinois Safety Act if it's the opposite of safe? See, that's the time we're living in, y'all. We're living in a time of confusion. What's up is down, what's left is right, what's right is wrong, what's male is female, what's female is male. You understand? So, but basically, from what I understand, the reason that the police no longer, well, this is the reason that they give us. The real reason is that they want this thing to collapse. All right, that's the real reason. But the reason that it appears to be is because they don't want to deal with any more legislation that has to do with racial profiling. Okay, they just say forget about it. We don't want to deal with it no more because most of the people that we have to arrest is going to be minorities, right? And then that's going to expose what our real agenda is, and it's just going to create more crime because even some of the sheeple are waking up. Just like I told y'all, some of the simps are even waking up to things that women are doing and have done. Well, it's the same thing. Even some of these zombies out here are waking up. So they need to conceal it. That's why they call it the Illinois Safety Act. There's nothing safe about the Illinois Safety Act. But let's just watch this clip again in a little more of Tucker Carlson. All right, let's go.
Aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners. Officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence, or your businesses. So how is this working exactly? Is this such a low-T country that no one's going to do anything about this? Politicians in Illinois just legalized violent crime against you, and no one's done anything about it. A lot of these people are going to be reelected in November. Really, how does that work? Where's the constituency for violent crime in this country? Is there really one? Is there anyone who's for it other than like Kamala Harris, Ron Klain, and the ideologues who run this administration? Most people are not for it. Even most Democrats are not for it. The Safety Act of Illinois stands for Safety, Accountability, Fairness, and Equity today. So the reason they're doing this is because they didn't like the demographic breakdown of the people who are getting arrested for crimes. Period. This can't be happening. Therefore, they're just going to redefine it away. It was ideologically inconvenient for them. So the solution is to just legalize murder and kidnapping and trespassing. And at the same time,
I want to stop it right here. He mentioned the word ideology. What do we remember that word from? We remember it from Yuri Biznevov. I forget how to pronounce his name. Yuri Biznevov. He said, what did he say? He's talked about demoralization, normalization. He talked about ideological subversion. So this is what Tucker Carlson just mentioned. He's talking about the ideological subversion.
you are not allowed to notice that an awful lot of these today. So the reason they're doing this is because they didn't like the demographic breakdown of the people who are getting arrested for crimes. Period. This can't be happening. Therefore, they're just going to redefine it away. It was ideologically inconvenient for them. So the solution is just legalize murder and kidnapping and trespassing. And at the same time, you are not allowed to notice that an awful lot of these cases appear to be, it's hard to know and you never want to think it, but they appear to be motivated by racial animus. They do. That's just true. Again, no one wants to think that. But there are so many videos of it. Consider the horrific attack, really an attempted murder, on a student at Westbrook High School in Beaumont, Texas. He was really recently beaten and nearly killed in a bathroom at school. What did he do wrong exactly? We don't know. We can only guess. But here's the tape. So that just can't be allowed in a civilized country. We cannot allow that or anything like it to happen in our country. This is more important than anything else that's happening because that's someone's child. But everyone just stands by in our country and lets it happen. And in that video in the men's room, everyone stood by and just filmed it, snickered. The attacker, of course, is a repeat offender. He'd already been busted, went to jail, they put him back in school. And that'll happen again. You'll never know his name. He's a juvenile attacker, so he has a right to go to school. What about the other kids in school? They have no rights. So that means the bathroom at that school in Beaumont, Texas, which is in the United States, is a pretty civilized place. Can't go there anymore. That's equity. Having trouble eating out, too. Restaurants are suddenly out of control. Is anyone noticing this? Here's footage of a robbery at a restaurant in Los Angeles from May. Yeah. Unbelievable. So, then there's this. This is from Providence. This broke out recently, this scene at a place called Mi Sueno Restaurant. Completely out of control. So, who has to deal with this? Well, people who have no choice but to eat at middlebrow restaurants and don't have their own private security. But the rich don't have to deal with it because they know exactly what's going on. In many cases, they vote for the politicians who do this, and then they get people to protect them. Armed with guns you're not allowed to have because they have high-capacity magazines. In New Orleans, a real estate developer called Sidney Torres created his own police force. He pays his dispatchers $20,000 a month. We're not attacking him. He probably had no choice. In Greenwich Village in Manhattan, residents and businesses are paying $18,000 for 2 officers to patrol every month. They're doing it, why? Because they want to spend the money? No, they pay taxes in order to be protected, but they have no choice because police have abandoned New York City too.
The NYPD is releasing disturbing surveillance videos almost every day.
Violent video after violent video, some are hard to watch. Who could forget this horrific shooting? A gunman opening fire on a Bronx street. 2 children are caught between the gunman and his target. The shooter just continues shooting.
One of the suspects was seen on surveillance video pulling a gun on a 32-year-old woman as she was returning home from shopping. Then moments later, the second suspect arrived. Police say they struck the woman in the face. They tied her up, stealing $19,000 from a safe and $12,000 worth of jewelry.
In this one, you see a woman being kicked from behind as she walks down the steps of the Queens Plaza subway station in Long Island City. She is then hit over the head with a hammer as many as 13 times as she is shoved to the ground and robbed.
So these crimes are so appalling, they're attacks not just on individuals, but against civilization and humanity itself, that they at this point really do require an immense and organized nonviolent civil disobedience campaign. So just pick one of those videos at random. Who's the prosecutor who let that person out? Refused to charge him in the first place? Who's the politician who decided that attacker had more rights than the old lady he was beating up? Why aren't 15,000 people blocking that person's office or chaining themselves to the front door of it, demanding an answer? Again, why isn't there massive, nonviolent civil disobedience that can change this? Barking about it on cable news clearly isn't working. We've been doing it for 5 years. No, it's not. We give you examples from LA, Chicago, New York, and you think to yourself, well, yeah, those are big cities. I left. I opted out. I went somewhere nice and beautiful, somewhere like Asheville, North Carolina, up in the mountains. Famously beautiful place. You think you can get away from this in Asheville, North Carolina, the once beautiful mountain town? No, you can't, because it's there too. In 2013, Asheville elected a new mayor, a lawyer called Esther Mannheim. She had the now mandatory complicated eyeglasses that all the girl bosses now wear. Mannheimer was never especially interested in running the city of Asheville. That was very obvious. She didn't talk much about Asheville. She talked about, can you guess? Climate change and equity. And by the way, anyone who talks about climate change and equity is immediately disqualified from getting your vote. That should be the rule right there. That's like a baseline. Climate change and equity? No, sorry, you're a lunatic. So by the way, under Mannheimer's leadership, Asheville promised $2.1 million in reparations to black residents. Really, how does that work? And how did it all work out? Well, here are the bottom line numbers. From 2016 to 2020, violent crime in Asheville went up by 31%. Asheville's a beautiful place. It should have no crime, but has a lot now. Climate change, equity. Now we have a lot of carjackings in Asheville. Overall, car thefts went up nearly 20% just last year across the country. And they went up in Asheville. Did this happen by accident? If all the politicians are talking about climate change and equity and life for you gets worse every single year, maybe they're doing it on purpose. Here's footage from Wisconsin, Philadelphia, and Detroit.
The group of 3 young men wearing sweatshirts appearing to case the home. About a minute later, the trio enters the backyard. Police tell us they stole car keys, a cell phone, and a wallet, and that one of the men was holding a gun. They leave the backyard within 30 seconds as someone from the party follows them out. Then one of the suspects drives off in this black Volkswagen SUV while another runs down the sidewalk.
What you see in this video is a carjacking in progress. Police say 2 male suspects walk up to a man sitting in this white Lexus, open the car door, and force him out at gunpoint. The victim walks away as the carjackers pull off. His name is Michael Brown. He's around 15 or 16, and he's identified as the suspect driver of this stolen SUV.
As you can see, the Yukon roll over the top of the front of our scout car and knocking over one of our officers seen there on the ground to the right of the Yukon. Then the officer had to roll out of the way as the Yukon tilted over top of our scout car, nearly crushing our police officer.
So why is this continuing? It's been going on for more than 2 years since George Floyd died in Minneapolis, Memorial Day 2020. Why is it continuing? Why has no one stopped it? Because there's no one to stop it. Dad's gone. There's no one in charge with a normal testosterone level who's willing to just say, no, you're not allowed to do this. I'm sorry, you can't do that. That's against the law. This is a country of laws. Nothing personal. We don't care what you look like. That's not allowed. And if you do it, we're going to spank you hard so you don't do it again. In other words, no one has shown up with clear and reasonable rules and enforced them consistently. When that happens, everybody calms down. That's true in the family and it's true in the nation. And if you don't have that, you have chaos. Armed robbers suddenly have a right to be on your property. Murderers get out without bail. What are we looking at? We're looking at a war on the population. And it's time for real change. This is completely intolerable. Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch
Yeah, they letting it burn, man. I mean, man, Tucker Carlson, boy, you want to talk about the devil's advocate? The devil's advocate, man. This guy, he's telling you exactly what it is. They not hiding anything, y'all. They telling you exactly what is what. They not hiding nothing. Each and every individual is going to have to figure out what exactly they're going to do in these upcoming months, y'all. You're going to have to figure out, guys, you're going to have to group up with other guys who think the same as you. You're going to have to form your own gangs. I mean, hey, trust me, y'all, I'm the last one to try to tell people they need to form their own little gangs. But how else are you going to protect yourself or protect the women? Women, you better get up off that feminine stuff. You better get up off that trying to be hard character that you are, because you are not hard. You are a woman, and you are not physically strong enough to deal with a man. Bottom line. So you better decide what you're gonna do and what side you on. Because just like the black woman said in that other video, y'all, I don't care if y'all got a gun, women, or y'all know some Tyrones that got guns. Women, I'm telling y'all, y'all better get it right. That's all I can say about women. Y'all better get it right. If you care about the safety of yourself and others, you better get it right. That's all I can say about it. It was something else I wanted to mention about Tucker Carlson, but I can't think about it right now. He's using a lot of terms. Like when the video first started, he used the term dystopia, which comes out in 1984. He's using words from Yuri Biznevov. He's using a lot of phrases that come straight out of certain things. I'm glad that I've educated myself enough to know what exactly he's talking about. He's using a lot of different angles. He's playing devil advocate. He's speaking very objectively to get the subjective viewer triggered. I'll talk to y'all about this later. Peace.